There are three events in UFO history that have made this motion picture possible. In the 1950s, Trevor James Constable unlocks one of the mysteries of UFOs, and that is the fact that most of them are invisible. By using infrared film in his cameras, he discovers UFOs that exist in a light spectrum that cannot be seen with the naked eye or photographed with conventional cameras. This opens a whole new aspect in the documenting of UFOs, and his discovery reveals that some UFOs may be living creatures. He calls them critters. In 1994, Jose Escamilla discovers a phenomenon called rods, a life form invisible to the naked eye that we had never seen before. He develops a technique for filming these life forms that exist in a realm of the very fast. He calls it sky fishing, using the high-speed shutter setting on a camera. In 1995, NASA stops airing live broadcasts from shuttle missions after UFO footage has been made public, creating a controversy about how much NASA really knows about their existence.
Looks like you got an object right in front of you, Mark. Are you looking out there? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Never mind.
That same year, Martin Stubbs begins recording what will be 5 years and over 2,500 hours of uninterrupted live broadcasts from NASA's own downlink. Today we have digital camcorder technology that enables us to capture UFOs in full-color, high-resolution video. Invisible UFOs can now be captured in broad daylight by a simple camera conversion. Two camcorders of the same make and model are set up side by side. Camera 1 on the left is set for regular daytime recording. Camera 2 on the right is set on night shot, which has been converted to shoot in broad daylight. With the night shot camera on the right, a UFO that is in the infrared spectrum is clearly visible. Trevor James Constable discovered this. NASA has been doing this. And now, after thousands of years, technology has finally caught up to the mystery of UFOs. These three events bring forth the accumulation of research and evidence that not only prove most of them are invisible, but that many UFOs could be living bioorganisms.
Anti-aircraft guns went into action against unidentified aircraft in the Los Angeles area, ordered by the 4th Interceptor Command at 2:25 a.m. The unidentified object moved slowly down the Pacific coast from Santa Monica and disappeared south of Long Beach. Searchlights closely followed the object down the coast and kept it centered in their glare. Shells frequently could be seen bursting near the object, but none appeared to hit it. The shooting stopped about 3:30 a.m. Approximately 20 minutes after the firing died down, the ship returned and headed westward from Long Beach toward Santa Monica. The guns went into action again, hurling round after round of shells at the object. The second barrage appeared to be closer to downtown Los Angeles, since watchers could hear the concussion of the guns more clearly, and the flash of bursting shells was brighter. Then the ship disappeared for the second time over the ocean. We return you now to CBS in New York. That was Byron Palmer on the West Coast.
Our distinguished guest for this evening is Dr. Willie Lay.
Well, now, is our own government, our own Defense Department, taking the flying saucer report seriously?
They have to. After all, the Air Force, which is the one which is investigating, is charged with the defense of our skies. So if there's anything in the skies which they don't know and cannot account for, it makes them understandably uneasy.
Major Donald E. Kehoe, a retired Marine Corps officer, insisted that the Air Force knew more than it was telling.
We are being observed by some type of device which is ahead of us, far ahead of us, and is probably controlled by a highly advanced superior civilization. It has reached the point where many people in the Air Force have the same conclusion. In fact, the Air Force at one time had a top secret estimate that these things were interplanetary spaceships.
Right now, if you report having seen a flying saucer, you open yourself up to ridicule too, which is something which is deplored by the Air Force.
In other words, members of our audience who might, for one reason or another, see a flying saucer can make the reports to the Air Force and be rendering a service now,
Yes.
and not invite ridicule.
Yeah.
Instead of being a subject for ridicule and a big joke, actually is a serious matter which could affect the lives of all of us.
Actually, most people who report a UFO sighting are patriotic citizens who have been mystified by something that they've seen, and through a patriotic sense, report it to the local law enforcement officials or to the United States Air Force base near them.
The first reports were brought in by quiet and sober citizens like Frank Manor.
I looked north of me, and there looked like a fallen star. It was red and kind of coming down and on about a 45. And so then I watched it, and I was going to see if it landed, and then maybe go down and see what it was. And when it got to the top of the trees, it stopped, and a blue and a white light come on it. And I looked at it, and I thought I was seeing things.
Frank Manor's UFO remained over his swamp more than 4 hours. His children saw it, his in-laws saw it, residents of the area saw it.
And I saw it looked to be shaped like a pie. I could see the front of it. I just saw the round front, and I could see the light on either side. I just wanted to stay there and keep my eyes